Hi, this is Courtney, and I'm here today to talk to you about my weight loss journey and where I am now and what I'm doing, especially if you are a person that has metabolic disorder or you have PCOS or thyroid disease, which I have all of the above. And it is frustrating because I've lived a very healthy life, but I've had these issues since I was young. I had my first surgery at 15. I was born with this, and so, but it's definitely impacted by how I eat and how I live my life and stress. I don't know if you can see on my neck this big scar here. I had a huge tumor with my first child when I was 22, and when they cut the tumor out of my throat, it was benign, but they cut my vocal cord. And so right now, I don't know if you can see it, but right here I have another tumor. I have a couple more, actually. I have two. I'm getting ready to get biopsied again. And so, not to sit there and say, oh, feel sorry for me, because that's not it at all. It's very hard to lose weight when you have thyroid disease and when you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, because that endocrine disorder disrupts your metabolism and it affects your hormones. And so you can be living an extremely healthy life that for another person they wouldn't gain weight at all, but you actually gain weight just eating normal, and you have a very hard time losing weight, and it can be very, very frustrating. But I'm going to share with you what I have done to lose weight and some things that haven't worked for me and how I'm constantly having to change. So in the past 14 months, I've lost 17 pounds. When I was at my highest weight, which was about, I'm not even 5'4". Actually, I don't know how tall I am. I haven't been measured in probably 20 years, but I think I'm a little under 5'4". I have medium bone density. You tell by putting your fingers around here. Mine do not touch, and so that's actually medium to large bone density. So I have pretty large bones. So at 156, I was technically overweight, but I didn't really look overweight. I carry a lot of my weight here. I'm almost 50, so I have a little bit of jowls going on, but I'm pretty evenly distributed. I started to notice, though, I went a year of intuitive eating, which is popular eating right now, where you don't get on the scale, you just eat when you're hungry, and mentally, it was great not being on the scale. I actually really did like that. And I was going to the gym all the time. I was doing cardio and machines pretty regularly. So I was pretty fit, but I could tell my clothes were getting tight. And I saw my wedding pictures in January of 2018, and I was pretty disgusted. My face was really full, and I could tell that I was gaining weight. My friend, I wasn't doing anything but just trying to watch what I ate and work out more. My friend wanted to go on keto, and even though it goes against everything I think logically is healthy, because I've always been like a high fiber, grains, not gluten, but kind of person, I thought, nothing's really working for me. I've tried everything. I'm just going to give it a shot and see. So that was August of 2018. By November, I had gone to get a checkup. I felt like hell. I don't know a better way to say it. I felt so bad on it. And, keto flu, all that. I did everything I was supposed to do. I just felt terrible. And so I went to the doctor because one day after work, I thought I was having a heart attack. And they found 3 heart defects, congenital heart defects, that I was probably born with. I have no heart disease as far as no stenosis or plaque. My arteries are healthy. My heart's just not healthy. So they also found more tumors in my neck, and then I tested positive for rheumatoid arthritis. I was having a lot of symptoms, and the nurse practitioner just recognized that it sounded like rheumatoid arthritis, and sure enough, I tested positive. So they don't consider me to have RA because I just test positive. Like on that scale, that RA scale, I'm just like in the very bottom positive range. So this was like a wake-up call for me. Like, you're living a healthy life, but you have to do something. So you all have probably read this. Losing 10% of your body weight can have a massive impact on your overall health, because the more fat you have on your body, the more inflammation you have in your body. Fat increases inflammation. And so I knew this because I work in cancer and cardiology. How ironic, I know. So I decided that the one thing that had worked for me in the past was a low carb diet. So even though you will see me, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, post keto and low carb recipes, mainly I follow just a low carb diet. I eat between 70 and 100 net carbs a day, where keto is generally under about 40 or 50. That is not enough for me to feel like a normal human being that can process a thought. So I'm not going to go into my diet. You can follow me, Courtney Robinson, on Instagram or on Facebook. That's fine. I post a lot of things that I eat there. But what I did was I went on a low carb diet and I lost 17 pounds. I went from 156 to 139. This morning I was up to 142. I continued doing yoga and walking. About 6 months ago, I plateaued and got really frustrated around 142, and I started doing strength training exercises with Heart and Soul Fitness, which is a free app or YouTube. I absolutely love them. They have great stuff. The problem I have is back in, I don't know if you can see this, but back in 1989 or 88, I had a bad wreck and I have severe scoliosis. You see that rounding right there in my back right here? I have severe scoliosis and whiplash. So when I'm doing all of these upper body movements, it's been causing me to just seize up. I cannot function during the day for like 3 days after I do a strength training workout. So I've lowered my weights. I'm going to take a break for a month. I have plateaued again. I noticed with doing the Heart and Soul Fitness, like my body started to change quickly. I mean, like I didn't lose a lot of weight, but man, my muscles started showing. I could really tell a difference, and I love that. And I loved the way that I felt, as far as like I felt kind of tightened up, I guess would be the thing, and I didn't feel jiggly, which is something when you're nearly 50, because I'm going through menopause, you just feel jiggly. It's like it's fighting what you sometimes feel is a losing battle. However, I've decided to mix it up for 1 month. I'm going to do just yoga, asana practice, physical practice, but I'm going to up it a little bit and do a little bit more than I normally do as far as intensity. And I'm going to do more cardio and walking. It's fall here. It's beautiful. So I'm going to increase my hiking and walking and more physical yoga, and then go and probably do a little bit of body weight strength training on my lower body for a while. My arms have always stayed pretty fit doing yoga because I do so much like plank, and I can't do a lot of planks. That's another thing. I've been doing some filming, and plank was the posture that they asked me to do. So I've had to do a lot of planks, and it seizes up my back. But my arms have always stayed pretty toned just doing yoga. So that's where I am. I weighed in at about 142 this morning. I would like to get down to 132. I know that could take me another year. I average about 1.5 pounds a month of weight loss. But what I have found is if you just keep sticking with it, even when you have a rise, just use that rise on the scale to motivate you to like not eat after a certain time of day, or to not choose that second helping. Sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. So I'm going to do a 7 to 7 eating window. I am going to watch my fruit intake because I think that's been a little high lately. And I'm going to just kind of let go a little bit of the strength training. So I'm hoping that when I come back to you in a month from now or around Thanksgiving that I'm down to about 137. I'd like to be down about 5 pounds. That doesn't mean I will maintain it, because I find if I have a 5-pound drop, I'll go back up and then back down a little bit more. I had gotten down to 138, and so I feel like I can drop back down to 137 pretty easy. So yeah, follow along with me, but low carb, consistent exercise, adding some kind of strength training or body weight exercise has definitely been the kicker for me, and not eating over 100 carbs a day, staying around 70 net carbs, no more than 100, has definitely helped with the PCOS. And y'all, I was so bad that for a while I was on metformin, which is a diabetes drug, and I was giving myself shots in my stomach to control my weight because my blood sugar was just starting to rise a little bit. Even though I wasn't eating table sugar, I didn't realize that the carbs in my diet were causing my sugar intake to be so high. So I recommend MyFitnessPal is a good way to start tracking your food and your exercise, just to kind of see where you are on carbs, because you can look at your daily diary and it will give you your carbs. Also, you want to make sure you're eating plenty of fruits and veggies, minimal fruit, but veggies especially, and then adding flax meal, chia seeds, things like that to get your fiber intake up so that you don't get some stomach issues along with that and you still have good digestion. All right, everyone, thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe and follow. Bye-bye.